In a double whammy for common man, fuel and domestic cooking gas prices have gone up amid volatility in the international crude oil market. Petrol and diesel prices have been hiked by 80 paise per litre each after a pause of 4.5 months. While LPG cylinder will be costlier by 50 rupees, petrol in Delhi will now cost rupees 96 per litre as against rupees 95 previously. While diesel rates have gone up from rupees 86 to rupees 87 per litre. In Mumbai, petrol will be retailed at rupees 110 and diesel at rupees 95 per litre. The price of petrol in Chennai will increase to 102 while diesel will cost rupees 92. In Kolkata, petrol will cost rupees 105 and diesel will cost rupees 90 per litre. Remember, the fuel prices had been on a freeze since November 4th ahead of the assembly elections in 5 states, and now after 4.5 months, they have been hiked.
बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी। पहले तो सोचे थे कि पेट्रोल का रेट कम रहेगा, इसीलिए स्कूल बच्चों की स्कूल के लिए बस नहीं लगाए, वैन नहीं लगाए कि चलो हम बाइक पे इसको छोड़ देंगे। मतलब आना जाना लंबा पड़ता है। अब रिक्शा से भी महंगा पड़ेगा। वैन और बस नहीं लगाने की वजह कि हम अपना बच्चा खुद ले जा सकते, छोड़ सकते। वैन में प्रॉब्लम होता है, रिक्शे में प्रॉब्लम होता है, शेयरिंग रिक्शे में प्रॉब्लम होता है। अब बच्चों को लाने में भी हमको प्रॉब्लम होएगा। डेली मतलब भराएंगे तो क्या खाएंगे, क्या कमाएंगे, वही बात हो गई।
अभी उत्तर प्रदेश का इलेक्शन हो गया, अभी बीजेपी का ये रंग दिखाना चालू हो गया। गैस का भाव बढ़ गया, पेट्रोल का भाव बढ़ गया, सीएनजी का भाव बढ़ गया, डीजल का भाव बढ़ गया। पब्लिक को खाली बीजेपी वाले गुमराह बना रहे।
देखो पेट्रोल बढ़ा है 80 पैसे, उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है? अभी अब सब कुछ चालू हो गया, लोगों की नॉर्मल सैलरी हो गई है, तो 80 पैसा बढ़ा है, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं। अब देश की अर्थव्यवस्था भी सही करनी है भैया, इतने दिन से लॉकडाउन है तो कुछ ना कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा।
The government should do about it. The government is definitely will be doing something about it, because earlier it was said that after March 8 it will be the prices will zoom, and now it is 21st, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 11 days have passed and still there are very marginal or very less increase in the prices. So let's see what happens.
जेब तो चलानी पड़ती है जी। अब जब तेल आएगा ही महंगा तो सरकार भी क्या कर सकती है। युद्ध की स्थिति में हर चीज़ों को फर्क पड़ेगा जी। और ये तो आदमी को पहले से प्रिपेयर होना चाहिए।
मोदी सरकार है, कुछ भी बढ़ा सकती है। अच्छा। जितना बढ़ाना है बढ़ाओ। हाँ। और क्या कर सकती है जनता के ऊपर? भाई जनता तो कुछ नहीं करेगी, जो करेगी सरकार करेगी।
कम हो जाए तो हम लोग को सुविधा हो जाएंगी। हाँ। तो हम लोग तो चाहते हैं जो सरकार दाम कमा कर दे।
It is really because our salaries remains the same. These are not increasing, but the price is hiking. So it really affects our financial status also. We need to deal with other things. We need to deal with our savings. Even this affects our savings as well for the future.
I think it's a sheer burden on people. It's becoming very difficult day by day, and sometimes we feel this temporary stay on the pricing was just for this election. And now when it has been over, this again, the government is showing the true colors. Yeah. It's become very, very difficult nowadays to kind of maintain a vehicle for a middle class person.
What the reaction from the people is, and as of now, because of the prices of crude oil has been increased because of the war that is happening between Russia and Ukraine. That is also being understood by the people. They are speaking about that, and they are aware about that fact. But right now, many of the people are still appealing from the government that they should do something so that these kinds of prices could not be increased. With video journalist Mrityunjay Kumar, I am Alok for Mirror Now.
Meanwhile, LPG price was hiked by rupees 50 per cylinder in line with a spike in international energy prices. A 14.2 kilogram non-subsidized LPG cylinder will now cost rupees 949.50 in the national capital. This is the first increase in LPG rates since early October last year. LPG prices have been on a freeze since then, despite the cost of raw materials spiraling. A high drama unfolded in Lok Sabha as opposition parties protested against the increase in prices of fuel and cooking gas and staged a walkout demanding a rollback. Members of the Congress, Trinamool, NCP, DMK and left parties raised slogans and said that opposition parties had been warning of a fuel price hike post-assembly elections. Congress has alleged that government is looting the common man by blaming Ukraine-Russia conflict.
वो हर बार, हर 3 दिन को, हर हफ्ते को ये बढ़ाते जा रहे हैं। दूसरी बात, चंद लोग ये भी कहते हैं कि भाई ये रशिया और यूक्रेन की लड़ाई हो रही है, इसीलिए वो दाम भी बढ़ गए। उन्होंने जो खरीदारी भी करते हैं रशिया से, वो भी 1% भी नहीं होता साल को जो हमारा रिक्वायरमेंट है। तो ये बात रहने के बावजूद भी वो अगर ये बढ़ाते जा रहे हैं, गरीबों को लूट रहे हैं, 10,000 करोड़ अगर गरीबों से ले रहे हैं, तो ये अन्याय है। इसके लिए हम लड़ेंगे।
एक ही नहीं है, यही है वजह। ये सरकार जो है ये इसी तरह करती है और अखिलेश यादव ने बार बार अपने कैंपेन में यही कहा कि यही दाम जो है इलेक्शन के बाद बढ़ने वाले हैं, आप लोग सतर्क हो जाइए। मगर अब पता नहीं इनको वोट करके कौन जिता के लाया, जनता तो नहीं लाई होगी।
मैं ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं बोलना चाहता हूं, लेकिन मोदी सरकार फिर एक बार अपनी नीति जो गरीबों के खिलाफ उनकी नीति है वो उन्होंने जाहिर कर दी है। पेट्रोल और डीजल के दाम 80 पैसा बढ़ा के आज कम से कम जनता से वो 10,000 करोड़ रुपए अपने जेब में डाल ले रहे हैं। उसके साथ ही एक्साइज ड्यूटीज जो बढ़े हैं उसके पूरी फिगर्स भी हम आपको देंगे, और इसी तरह वो हर बार, हर 3 दिन को, हर हफ्ते को ये बढ़ाते जा रहे हैं। 10,000 करोड़ अगर गरीबों से ले रहे हैं तो ये अन्याय है। इसके लिए हम लड़ेंगे।
Government is imposing additional excise duty on petroleum products. It is not to be shared by the states. Only a share of excise duty is to be given to the states. So the beneficiary of this hike is central government. People are in very distress and facing so many problems, particularly the transport industry is collapsing. See, moreover this, the bulk buyers of diesel, it is the rate is abnormally increased. State transport undertakings are facing very serious problem.
While the opposition has alleged that the government is looting the common citizens by blaming the Russia-Ukraine conflict, my colleague Soumit Sarkar explains why fuel LPG prices are on the rise and also the way forward.
Petrol and diesel prices and LPG prices have been hiked in starting today, but that is obviously because the crude prices have continued to remain at an elevated level. Now earlier the government was expecting this volatility in crude price to settle down, but we have not seen any signs so far, because if you see Brent crude, they have again surged back to around $118 per barrel level, and that's the main reason why oil marketing companies have started this hike in retail fuel, that is petrol and diesel prices, and in LPG prices. Now currently they have increased the prices by only 80 paise for petrol and diesel in the state of in Delhi, and the LPG prices have increased by around 50 rupees, but more hikes are expected to come in, at least for petrol and diesel. The expectations are that the prices could be hiked by around 12 to 15 rupees per litre if the current crude prices are expected to be priced in the petrol and diesel prices. So more price hikes are expected, at least when it comes to petrol and diesel going forward.
Amid all of this, the middle class continues to feel the pinch. Citizens say prices are rising, but their salary is still the same. How will the fuel price hike affect your monthly budget? My colleague Ketan joins me live right now on the broadcast. Ketan, over to you.
Yes, Charlene, so it's not just a double but triple, quadruple whammy for the middle class. I am showing you how it is going to impact the middle class through the way of this graphic. So a petrol price, when it rises by 80 paise a litre, then it means that the impact that will be felt for 1 litre of petrol is 30 rupees. That's the if you fill 1 litre, and any hatchback or a sedan car at least has 20 litre petrol capacity. Now, if you look at the diesel price hike, then if there is 80 paisa per litre, the impact again is rupees 30. And diesel price hike impacts across the board, be it your school buses or tempos that run on diesel. So, and even your electricity generators in small towns. LPG, when LPG, the prices rise by 50 rupees per cylinder, the impact is 5.5%, which can put a considerable dent in the middle class's pocket. Last but not the least, milk price have seen a rise of 2 to 4 rupees per litre. It means that it will cost you 120 rupees for 1 litre a day. So if you multiply 4 by 30 days, so 120 rupees, and mostly the consumption is more than 1 litre. So these were just few examples, but across the board there is inflation, some which is related to the fuel price hike, some which is independent commodity inflation, and all that is putting a heavy dent on the middle class's pocket.
That's right, Ketan. All the burden finally boils down to this big impact on the pocket of the Aam Aadmi. After all, it is they who are feeling the pinch. Salaries are barely rising, but inflation and price hike is on the rise. Thank you so much for joining us with all those details. Well, time to